Today we're going to talk about one of my absolute favorite neighborhoods in Central Austin, which is the Mueller neighborhood. I love it. I love this neighborhood. It is full of color and activities and fun people. And I'm gonna tell you all about this neighborhood. But before I begin, make sure to click that subscribe button and click the notification button so you get notified every time I do videos like this one. Also, please click the like button. I do videos like this all the time. We talk a lot about neighborhoods in Central Texas. We talk about cool places to visit. We talk about the status of the market and what's going on. So if you want to stay updated, want to stay informed, want to get the T, want to get the DL, want to know what's going on in Central Texas, this is the place to do it. All right, let's get going. One of the really wonderful things about the Mueller neighborhood, aside from all these great community activities and the community feeling that it has, is just straight up the location. Mueller is located just east of IH-35, which is one of our main highways in Austin, which goes north and south. The homes there are all kind of a garden style home. A garden home community, or garden homes, are homes that are super close together. So you can have these really large, like 3,000, 3,500 square foot homes, and they have these itty bitty little yards, and they're just boop, 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 right next to each other. There's also a lot of townhomes and like condo style homes there as well, because the space is honestly pretty limited. I believe they started construction there in the early 2000s, and at that point it was okay. It wasn't a really super popular community the way that it is now. Of course, Austin was a completely different place at that point than it is obviously today. So it hadn't really caught on yet. So there was a period where we would see a lot of homes that are really pretty colors with like contrasting trim. For instance, like blue homes with white trim. I've seen some green homes with beige trim. There's also like more modern style townhomes there as well that have sharper lines and that are boxier. Currently, what's really popular are the white homes with the black trim that's very sleek, that's very clean. That's what's trending right now in 2021. So aside from being absolutely adorable and so charming, Mueller has a lot of really wonderful amenities that make it super unique. Like I mentioned, it's located very close to downtown, right? It's right off of 35. And it's got excellent access to literally everything, but also it's one of the very few like all-inclusive walkable communities in Austin that I'm aware of anyway. So for instance, there is the Mueller HEB, which is right off Airport Boulevard, which is basically where the old airport used to be. And if you go by this HEB, it actually kind of looks like an airport. They styled it after the airport. Next to the HEB, there are a bunch of shops and things to do, right? So there's like coffee, there's some restaurants, there's a Torchy's Tacos there, which is super popular in Austin. I'm not a big taco consumer. I'm pro taco, it's just not really my thing, but Torchy's is very popular and people super duper love it. So if you go deeper into the neighborhood, you will see Mueller Lake Park, which I have to point out is not really a lake. It's really more like a pond, but it's beautiful. And there's walking trails all around. And there's a park that like spreads out. I don't really know how many miles it is, but you can go a pretty good distance. So around the lake, of course, there's the walking trails and there's the park. I always see people there like working out or playing soccer. I see lots of people having picnics. There's also like an area like a band shell where they used to have events before COVID. On the other side of that, you've got kind of like the retail space. You have the Thinkery, which is like an interactive children's science museum type space. It's this beautiful red building. It's kind of alternative looking. It's really cool. And they have children activities throughout the day. And then sometimes in the evening, they'll shut it down and they'll have things for grown-ups. I think they've done wine tastings there before. They've got like gallery, like art displays there. And it's just a really well-rounded, very popular spot. Very friendly for families and adults alike. Across the Thinkery, there's Halcyon Coffee. There are a couple of the restaurants there. There's an Irish pub. There's an ice cream parlor. There is, I'm like going up, like headed north on this particular street. There's a spa. There's another restaurant. There's Alamo Draft House, which is I want to say specific to Central Texas. Alamo Drafthouse is one of the movie theaters that we have here in Central Texas where you can go in and order food as you are watching a movie. The food is actually really good quality and the service is typically pretty good. But it's definitely a fun experience and it's very, very Austin. In Mueller, there's also Kirby Lane, which is basically a diner. I don't think they're open 24/7 anymore. I know a couple of them used to be, but they're generally open late. It's definitely not like a gross rundown diner, I think, that we tend to imagine from like the 50s or 60s or whenever they were popular. Kirby Lane is actually kind of trendy and really popular. They have really good quality food and it's overall a really nice experience. Another thing that makes Mueller unique is that it's very community oriented. It's a very liberal little development. Everybody's welcome. They also have a farmer's market on Sunday mornings, I think, and there are tons of community events going on all the time. It's a kind of place where I think people really know the neighbors. Always people out and about, constantly either working out or walking their dogs or taking the kids for a walk as well. So there's people everywhere and it's just it's got a really nice welcoming energy to it and there's always a lot going on. So of course, if you're thinking about moving to the Mueller development, you're probably gonna wanna know how much houses cost and how much home you can get for your monies. So this very moment, there are literally 5 homes that are available for sale, and those are ranging from $843,000 to $895,000. They range in size from just over 1,900 square feet to about 2,200 square feet. So not a ton of size variance. Those are new construction homes. The builder on those is Cal Atlantic. I also pulled up sold data in the last 30 days in the Mueller neighborhood, and homes have sold from anywhere from $532,000 to just over $1.2 million. Those homes typically range in size from 1,300 square feet to the largest home here is 3,600 square feet. Considering the size of home and the size of yard that your home sits on in Mueller, it is one of the more expensive neighborhoods in Central Austin. However, you've got phenomenal amenities and you're super close to everything. And Mueller really has its own vibe to it because it's newer, but it's a very progressive place. It's got tons of amenities. I did forget to mention that I have excellent community pools. That's one thing. But it kind of has its own culture where literally everybody is welcome and it's a very educated, fun, eclectic community. I haven't found a community like that anywhere else in Austin that's that close to the center. So that's what I've got on the Mueller community. Like I mentioned earlier, this is one of my favorite neighborhoods in Central Austin because of all the things that it has to offer, and it is really unique. If you have more questions on this particular neighborhood or other neighborhoods in Central Texas, I also work in San Antonio, feel free to leave a comment. If you're thinking about selling a home or buying a home anywhere in Central Texas, I got you. Make sure to call me, text me, email me, send me an Instagram DM, whatever works for you. Again, I'm Daphne Quay, your Boss Lady Realtor. Till next time.